Tom Cruise's journey in Hollywood is often described as one of the most sustained careers in modern cinema, defined by a rare combination of discipline, adaptability, and an almost obsessive commitment to control over his craft. From his earliest appearances in the 1980s to his status as a global box office force decades later, his story reflects not only professional ambition, but also the psychological intensity that has followed him through each stage of fame. Rather than a simple rise to stardom, his path can be seen as a continuous process of self-reinvention, moving from troubled beginnings into a cinematic identity built on precision, physical endurance, and carefully managed public perception. What sets Cruise apart from many of his peers is not only the longevity of his success, but the way he has consistently placed himself at the center of increasingly ambitious productions, both as actor and producer. Over time, he has shaped a persona that blends reality and performance, where the line between character and individual becomes difficult to distinguish. This blending of life and cinema is especially evident in his action roles, where he performs high-risk stunts that reinforce an image of fearlessness. Yet behind that image lies a career built on calculated decisions, relentless preparation, and an understanding of how spectacle defines modern filmmaking. His story is less about a single breakthrough moment and more about a sustained effort to remain relevant, influential, and physically capable in an industry that constantly reinvents itself. Childhood under pressure and early emotional formation, Tom Cruise was born in Syracuse, New York, into a family that experienced frequent financial instability and constant relocation. His childhood has often been described in interviews and biographies as unsettled, marked by shifting schools and an unpredictable home environment. These early experiences contributed to a sense of instability that shaped his worldview from a young age. He has spoken publicly about facing challenges in school, particularly related to dyslexia, which made reading and academic performance difficult. In an era when learning differences were less understood, this created additional frustration and feelings of isolation during his formative years. Alongside these academic struggles, his family life has been described as complex, with tension in the household and emotional distance contributing to a sense of insecurity. Rather than providing stability, his early environment required adaptation and resilience, as he frequently had to adjust to new surroundings and social circles. This pattern of constant change may have played a role in developing his later adaptability as an actor, particularly his ability to quickly immerse himself in new roles and environments. Many analysts of his career suggest that these early experiences helped form a psychological foundation built on control and self-reliance. Instead of relying on external stability, he appeared to develop an internal drive to define his own path. While interpretations of his childhood vary depending on source and perspective, it is widely acknowledged that his early years were formative in shaping both his ambition and his determination to overcome limitations through personal effort, education challenges, and the emergence of performance as escape. During his school years, Tom Cruise attended multiple institutions due to frequent family relocations, which made continuity in education difficult. This instability contributed to challenges in maintaining consistent academic performance and forming long-term social connections. His dyslexia added another layer of difficulty, particularly in traditional classroom settings where reading and written work were central. As a result, school was often described as a source of frustration rather than comfort. However, within these constraints, he began to gravitate toward activities that allowed for expression outside of academic achievement. Sports and extracurricular involvement provided temporary outlets, but it was performance-based activities that would ultimately prove most significant. Acting became a space where his learning differences did not define his ability to succeed. Instead, physical presence, emotion, and expression became his strengths. In school productions and early performances, he reportedly found confidence that contrasted sharply with his academic struggles. This contrast between difficulty in structured learning environments and ease in expressive ones is often cited as a key turning point in his development. It created a foundation for viewing performance not only as an interest, but as a viable path forward. Rather than seeing limitation as permanent, he began to associate identity with adaptability. Over time, this shift would influence how he approached acting professionally, emphasizing preparation, physical commitment, and emotional immersion. The idea of transformation through performance became central to his identity, setting the stage for his eventual transition into professional acting and the entertainment industry. Early ambition and entry into professional acting. Tom Cruise's transition from adolescence into professional acting began with a decisive move to pursue opportunities in New York, where he joined the competitive world of auditions and casting calls. This period was marked by uncertainty, financial limitations, and the typical struggles faced by aspiring actors attempting to break into Hollywood. He worked various jobs while attending auditions, gradually building experience and exposure. His early roles were small but significant in establishing his presence on screen. Appearances in films such as Endless Love and Taps provided him with initial industry recognition. While these roles were not major leads, they demonstrated a screen presence characterized by intensity and emotional focus. Directors and casting agents began to notice his ability to convey energy and commitment, even in limited scenes. Unlike many newcomers, he was often described as highly disciplined on set, paying close attention to direction and performance detail. This professional seriousness helped differentiate him from other emerging actors. His early work revealed a pattern that would continue throughout his career, a willingness to invest fully in roles regardless of scale. As he gained experience, his confidence grew, leading to more prominent opportunities. This phase of his life represents the transition from aspiring performer to rising actor, where persistence and adaptability began to translate into tangible success. It also marked the beginning of his relationship with Hollywood as a system, one that rewards visibility, consistency, and the ability to stand out in a highly competitive environment. Breakthrough roles and the rise to global recognition. The early 1980s marked Tom Cruise's breakthrough period, where he transitioned from emerging actor to mainstream recognition. Films such as Risky Business played a crucial role in establishing his public image, particularly due to iconic scenes that became culturally defining moments. The film's success introduced him to a global audience and positioned him as a leading figure among a new generation of Hollywood actors. His performance combined youthful energy with a confident screen presence that resonated strongly with audiences. Shortly afterward, Top Gun elevated his status further, transforming him into an international star. The film's portrayal of military aviation, combined with its stylized action sequences and emotional undertones, made it a cultural phenomenon. Cruise's role as Maverick became synonymous with ambition, competitiveness, and charisma. The success of Top Gun significantly expanded his career opportunities and solidified his position as a leading man in Hollywood. However, with increased fame came the challenge of being typecast as a specific kind of hero figure. While audiences embraced his energetic performances, there was also pressure to maintain a consistent image. During this period, Cruise began to navigate the balance between commercial success and artistic credibility. His choices reflected a growing awareness of the need to diversify his roles in order to sustain long-term relevance. This phase of his career established the foundation of his public identity, one built on charisma, physical presence, and mass appeal, but also set the stage for later efforts to redefine himself through more complex and challenging roles. Artistic transformation and critical recognition. Following his early commercial success, Tom Cruise began pursuing roles that allowed him to demonstrate greater emotional depth and dramatic range. This shift was particularly evident in Born on the 4th of July, where he portrayed a Vietnam War veteran struggling with physical and psychological trauma. The role required significant transformation and preparation, including studying the lived experiences of individuals with similar conditions. His performance received critical acclaim and earned him major award nominations, marking a turning point in how he was perceived within the industry. Rather than being viewed solely as a commercial star, he began to gain recognition as a serious, dramatic actor. This transition continued with films such as A Few Good Men, where he portrayed a military lawyer navigating ethical and legal conflict. His ability to hold his own alongside established actors further reinforced his credibility. During this period, Cruise demonstrated a willingness to challenge himself with complex characters that required emotional nuance rather than physical spectacle alone. His work in The Firm and Interview with the Vampire further expanded his range, allowing him to explore morally ambiguous and psychologically layered roles. These performances contributed to a growing perception that he was capable of balancing commercial appeal with artistic ambition. This phase of his career is often viewed as one of consolidation, where he successfully bridged the gap between blockbuster stardom and critical respect, establishing himself as one of the most versatile actors of his generation. Mission Impossible and the Architecture of Control. The launch of Mission Impossible in the mid-1990s marked a defining shift in Tom Cruise's career, as he moved beyond acting into production and creative control. By establishing himself as a producer on the franchise, he gained influence over casting, direction, and overall creative direction. This marked the beginning of a new professional identity, not just as a performer but as an architect of large-scale cinematic experiences. The success of the first film led to the development of one of Hollywood's most enduring franchises, with Cruise at its center as both star and driving force. The character of Ethan Hunt became a long-term extension of his screen persona, combining intelligence, physical endurance, and strategic thinking. Over time, the franchise became known for increasingly elaborate action sequences, many of which involved Cruise performing his own stunts. This commitment to practical effects and physical performance became a defining feature of the series. It also reinforced his public image as an actor willing to push physical limits in pursuit of realism. Behind the scenes, his involvement in production decisions demonstrated a high level of control uncommon among actors. This control extended to marketing strategies and narrative direction, positioning him as one of the most influential figures in modern Hollywood production. The franchise not only sustained his career but reshaped expectations for action cinema, emphasizing realism, practical execution, and long-term character continuity. The philosophy of risk and physical commitment. One of the most distinctive aspects of Tom Cruise's career is his approach to physical performance, particularly his decision to perform many of his own stunts. Over the years, he has participated in increasingly complex and dangerous sequences, including high-altitude jumps, aircraft stunts, and building climbs. These actions are not merely promotional spectacles but part of a broader philosophy centered on immersion and authenticity. For Cruise, physical risk is closely tied to emotional realism, as he has often expressed the belief that audiences can sense genuine effort on screen. This philosophy has led to some of the most visually striking moments in modern action cinema, particularly within the Mission Impossible franchise. However, it has also raised questions within the industry regarding safety and sustainability. Despite these concerns, Cruise has maintained a consistent commitment to practical execution over digital effects. His training and preparation for these sequences are known to be extensive, involving months of planning and rehearsal. This dedication has contributed to his reputation as one of the most physically committed actors in the industry. It also reflects a broader theme in his career, the pursuit of control over every aspect of performance. By participating directly in physically demanding scenes, he reinforces the authenticity of his roles, while maintaining creative authority over how action is portrayed. This approach has become central to his identity as a performer, and continues to influence modern action filmmaking standards, personal belief systems, and public perception. Throughout his career, Tom Cruise's involvement with Scientology has been a subject of public attention and discussion. Introduced to the organization in the late 1980s, he became increasingly involved over time, eventually emerging as one of its most visible supporters. For Cruise, the organization has been described in interviews as a source of personal discipline and focus, particularly during periods of professional and personal stress. However, its prominence in his life has also contributed to widespread media scrutiny and public debate. His association with Scientology has been interpreted in various ways, depending on perspective, ranging from personal belief to cultural controversy. Media coverage has often focused on this aspect of his life, sometimes overshadowing his professional achievements. Despite this, Cruise has maintained his support for the organization consistently over decades. The intersection of personal belief and public identity has played a significant role in shaping how he is perceived globally. While some view it as a private matter of faith, others see it as inseparable from his public persona. This duality reflects a broader pattern in his life, where personal conviction and professional identity are closely intertwined. Regardless of interpretation, his involvement has undeniably influenced public discourse surrounding him, contributing to the complexity of his image as both a private individual and global celebrity. Reinvention in a changing Hollywood landscape. As Hollywood moved into the 2010s, the film industry underwent major structural changes, driven by streaming platforms, franchise expansion, and shifting audience behavior. In this evolving environment, Tom Cruise remained one of the few traditional movie stars capable of consistently anchoring large-scale theatrical releases. Rather than adapting by stepping away from blockbuster cinema, he doubled down on it, reinforcing his identity as a theatrical performer committed to big-screen spectacle. Films like Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, and Fallout became central examples of how he adjusted to modern filmmaking while preserving a classic cinematic model. These productions emphasized real locations, practical stunts, and large-scale set pieces, standing in contrast to the increasing reliance on digital-heavy production elsewhere in Hollywood. Cruise's approach positioned him as both a preservationist of traditional cinema and an innovator within it, using scale and realism to maintain audience engagement in theaters. At the same time, he continued refining his role as both actor and producer, ensuring that each project aligned with a specific vision of controlled, high-intensity storytelling. This period also reflected his ability to sustain physical performance standards that many assumed would decline with age. Instead of transitioning into supporting roles or reduced physical demands, he continued performing demanding action sequences, reinforcing his brand as an endurance-driven performer. His persistence in this era helped stabilize the box office viability of mid-budget action franchises at a time when many studios were shifting toward superhero-dominated universes. Return of legacy with Top Gun: Maverick. The release of Top Gun: Maverick marked one of the most significant moments in Tom Cruise's career and in modern cinema history. Arriving decades after the original Top Gun, the film carried the weight of nostalgia, while also serving as a test of whether traditional blockbuster filmmaking could still dominate a post-streaming, post-pandemic entertainment landscape. Cruise not only reprised his role as Maverick, but also helped guide the film's development with a focus on authenticity, emotional continuity, and practical aviation sequences. The production famously emphasized real flight training for actors and extensive use of in-cockpit filming techniques, reinforcing Cruise's long-standing commitment to realism. Upon release, the film became a global phenomenon, achieving massive box office success and drawing audiences back into theaters at a time when theatrical attendance had been in decline. Beyond financial performance, it was widely interpreted as a cultural event, symbolizing a revival of communal cinema experiences. Cruise's performance was central to this impact, portraying a character who reflects both aging and persistence, blending nostalgia with modern relevance. The film's success reaffirmed his unique position in Hollywood as an actor capable of bridging generational gaps in audiences. It also demonstrated that his brand of high-intensity, theatrically driven filmmaking still had global resonance. In many ways, Top Gun: Maverick served as both a continuation of his legacy and a reaffirmation of his influence over the direction of mainstream cinema. Media scrutiny, isolation, and public mythology. Throughout his career, Tom Cruise has existed not only as a film star but also as a subject of intense media scrutiny and cultural speculation. His public image has often been shaped as much by off-screen narratives as by his filmography. Interviews, public appearances, and associations with controversial topics have contributed to a layered and sometimes polarizing perception. Over time, this has led to the construction of a kind of public mythology around him, where fact, interpretation, and rumor frequently overlap. As his fame expanded globally, so did the level of attention directed toward his personal life, relationships, and beliefs. This scrutiny has often created a tension between his controlled professional persona and the unpredictable nature of media narratives. In response, Cruise has tended to maintain a highly disciplined public image, focusing on promotional work and minimizing direct engagement with controversy. This approach has contributed to perceptions of distance or isolation, particularly as his private life remains largely shielded from public view. However, this separation between public and private identity has also strengthened his cinematic persona, reinforcing the sense of mystery and intensity surrounding him. In many ways, the mythology surrounding Cruise has become inseparable from his career, with audiences projecting interpretations onto his life that extend beyond his actual work. This phenomenon reflects broader patterns in celebrity culture, where sustained visibility leads to symbolic rather than purely factual representation. The discipline behind the legend, one of the most consistently recognized aspects of Tom Cruise's career, is his extraordinary discipline, which extends across physical training, professional preparation, and production involvement. Unlike many actors who rely heavily on stunt teams and specialized doubles, Cruise has developed a reputation for personally engaging in highly demanding physical sequences. This requires extensive preparation, including physical conditioning, technical training, and repeated rehearsal of complex movements. His commitment to precision is often described by collaborators as uncompromising, with a strong emphasis on timing, safety, and execution quality. On set, this discipline translates into a structured working environment where attention to detail is prioritized at every level of production. Beyond physical performance, his discipline extends into script analysis, scene construction, and post-production involvement. He is known to closely monitor editing processes, sound design, and visual composition to ensure consistency with his vision. This level of engagement is rare among actors and positions him closer to a hybrid role between performer and producer. While some describe this intensity as demanding, others view it as a key factor behind the consistent quality and success of his films. His work ethic reflects a long-standing belief in effort as the foundation of achievement, where success is not treated as accidental, but as the result of sustained focus and repetition. This disciplined approach has become a defining feature of his professional identity. Enduring impact on cinema and cultural memory, Tom Cruise's influence on global cinema extends far beyond individual performances or box office achievements. Over several decades, he has helped define the structure and expectations of modern blockbuster filmmaking, particularly in the action genre. His emphasis on practical stunts, large-scale production design, and theatrical release experiences has shaped how audiences perceive cinematic spectacle. In an era increasingly dominated by digital streaming platforms, his continued advocacy for theatrical cinema has positioned him as a defender of traditional moviegoing culture. This stance has had measurable effects on industry discussions about the future of theaters and large-scale film releases. Beyond production methods, his filmography has contributed to shaping archetypes of modern heroism, particularly characters defined by resilience, intelligence, and physical capability under pressure. These portrayals have influenced both audience expectations and industry standards for action protagonists. Culturally, Cruise occupies a unique space where his name functions as both a brand and a symbolic representation of cinematic intensity. His career longevity has allowed multiple generations to engage with his work, creating a rare continuity across shifting entertainment landscapes. While interpretations of his personal life and public image vary widely, his professional legacy remains firmly rooted in consistent audience engagement and industry impact. Ultimately, His contribution to cinema is defined not only by the roles he has played, but by the standards he has helped establish for modern filmmaking ambition and execution. Reinvention through endurance and modern stardom. In the 2000s and beyond, Tom Cruise continued to evolve his career through sustained participation in high-profile franchises and standalone projects. Films such as Edge of Tomorrow, Jack Reacher, and subsequent Mission Impossible installments demonstrated his continued relevance in a rapidly changing industry. Rather than stepping back from physically demanding roles, he intensified his commitment to them, maintaining a level of performance that defied typical expectations for actors of his age group. His collaboration with directors and production teams during this period emphasized efficiency, precision, and large-scale coordination. Each project was treated as both a narrative and logistical challenge, requiring extensive planning and execution. This era also highlighted his ability to adapt to new cinematic technologies while maintaining a preference for practical filmmaking techniques. His box office performance remained consistently strong, reinforcing his status as a dependable global star. In addition to commercial success, he began receiving renewed critical appreciation for his consistency and dedication. The balance between spectacle and character-driven storytelling remained central to his work. This phase of his career illustrates not decline but sustained reinvention, where experience and discipline replaced youthful energy while maintaining the same core intensity. His presence in modern cinema continues to reflect a rare longevity, shaped by adaptability and an ongoing commitment to cinematic performance at the highest level. Legacy, interpretation, and enduring influence. Tom Cruise's legacy in Hollywood is defined by a combination of longevity, discipline, and the ability to continually reinvent both himself and his work. Across more than 4 decades, he has maintained relevance in an industry known for rapid turnover and shifting audience preferences. His influence extends beyond acting into production, franchise development, and the broader evolution of action cinema. The emphasis on practical stunts and real-world execution has impacted how modern blockbusters are produced, encouraging a return to physical filmmaking techniques. At the same time, his career has been the subject of extensive interpretation, with discussions often focusing on the relationship between personal drive, control, and public identity. Some view him as a symbol of perfectionism and ambition, while others see a figure shaped by relentless professional discipline. Regardless of interpretation, his impact on global cinema is undeniable. He has contributed to some of the highest-grossing films in history and helped define multiple generations of film audiences. His ability to maintain physical performance standards well into later stages of his career further distinguishes him from many of his contemporaries. Ultimately, his story reflects a complex interplay between ambition, identity, and the demands of global fame. Whether viewed as an artist, performer, or cultural figure, Tom Cruise remains one of the most influential and enduring presences in modern entertainment history. Top of form, bottom of form.